I create a YouTube video for us so I can explain what I did for the game logic. Uh, Not sure if we'll be able to meet this week, but I think we did great in being able to split the codes up and work on different aspects of the team activity. So the first part that I did is just creating arrays. So this one is the array for all of the let's call this the board values. For example, if you put X on the first tile, it gets added to the tic-tac-toe tiles array. So same with the rest of the arrays. So these parts, vertical, horizontal, diagonal, these are I created an array for each of the winning combinations. I'll explain how that works later. And then an array to determine if player 1 wins. So of course, that means he has 3 consecutive X's, or player 2 with 3 consecutive O's. So uh, just get by element ID for the board. So that's the whole tic-tac-toe board, and then the tile. Looks like I was just testing these. Tile 1. So I created a different variable for each of the tile in the I just call them tiles, or each of the tiles for the tic-tac-toe board. It's in the HTML as well. So if you notice, all of them are class items, but each of the IDs is different from 1 to 9. Items 1 to 9. So this is where it gets interesting. So I added the event listener touch end to the entire board. So I did not add it to the per tile. If you notice the other example I gave you guys, the event listener is in the I added one event listener per tile in the board, which Grant said maybe there's a way to shorten that, and there is. So just add it on the board itself. And I think this one, event that target, is what made the code work. Because if you check this out, tile 1, event that target is pretty cool because it tells you which tile has been clicked or has been touched by the user. So if you notice, I click 1, item 1 gets called. So if I click 9, item 1, that's odd. Oh, I see. This time. So you see, item 1, item 5 gets called when I click 5. Item 9 gets called when I click item 9, or tile 9. 8 gets called. Same goes for everything. So event target is a winner. It helps the program determine which tile within the container or within the board was clicked. So, and then I just added on click turns function. So each time the on click, each time you click the board, the turns the turns variable gets added into. So it starts at 0. So and then it just adds on itself each time um, you click the board. So what that does is, so you check if it's an even number, and you know that it's player 1's turn or it's player 2's turn, and if it's an odd number, it's player 1's turn. So if you notice it, the game starts, turns is 0, so it's odd. So sorry, it's not even, so it tells the board that it's player 1's turn. So each time you click it, it gets changed to player 1 or player 2. Hope I'm still making sense. So this one, so this is where I add, this is also good, tile.text content. So what this does is, you know how we call tile, this variable, what it does is it just gets the text from the tile or from the tile in the tic-tac-toe, and this one is X, so that gets added to the tic-tac-toe tile. So if you check tic-tac-toe tiles, it has one variable right now, add 4 more, and tic-tac-toe tiles has 4 values. So this part, okay, so this is where it gets interesting. So there's a lot of if statements here. So if the person clicks tile 1, so it gets added to vertical 0, horizontal 0, and diagonal 0. So it gets added to the array. And then those array elements gets compared here at the bottom. So if the arrays are the same, so for example, if let's get you an example. I'm just gonna repeat this. X, X, X. So if you notice, this is vertical. So the vertical array, so it's this 3 tiles. The value is 3x's, and then what these functions does is it compares if vertical is equal to player 1 wins, and that is 3x's. So that returns a true statement, and then that helps this function select winner. So if test 1 is true, or test 2, or any test that says the player 1 wins, then player 1 wins gets coded on the winner div. So player 1 wins. So since the two arrays are identical, it tells us who won. So in the same sense, if player 2 won, so you check player 2 wins, it has 3 values. And if you check vertical, the values are the same, so it will return player 2 wins. So it's basically adding the value of the each tile to an array and comparing it to the winning element. So That's how I got the game logic on who won. So the tie is set up to, if there's no winner, because what it does is, okay, so if all winning combinations resulted to a false and the tile length is equal to 9, so it means all the tiles have been filled already, that it's gonna result to a tie. So that's how I added the tie game logic. So the reset is pretty easy. The reset button just closes this function, which reloads the page. And that's it for the tic-tac-toe board. Good work this week, guys. Bye.